two names you mentioned have
Trump
the
has
last
been
two,
found liable of sexual assault in court. Piers,
time out.
Piers, has Trump been found liable of sexual assault in court with
Trump was found guilty in a civil action. He denied it, as you know.
Found
and in
liable,
case of
exactly.
and the case of Gates and Pete Hesketh,
so the preponderance of evidence went in her direction.
Talking.
And she's been
all right, keep talking.
He has been accused by dozens of women. There you go.
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
When we have a debate, the customary for the host leads it, and you respond to questions. Okay. If I may be so bold. The point is that Hesketh and Gates have categorically denied any wrong. Let me bring in Emma, because I want to play a clip. This is of this big Nancy Mace row. She's obviously introduced a bill to bar transgender women from facilities on Capitol Hill. This is a week after the Republican-elect Sarah McBride made history by becoming the first openly transgender person elected to Congress. Let's take a look at the Nancy Mace explanation as to why she's doing this.
This effort in response to Congresswoman McBride's coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some. I'm not going to stand for a man, if someone with a penis is in the women's locker room, that's not okay. And I'm a victim of abuse myself. I'm a rape survivor. I have PTSD from the abuse I've suffered at the hands of a man. And I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces. So I'm absolutely 100% going to stand in the way of any man who wants to be in a women's restroom, in our locker rooms, in our changing rooms. I will be there fighting you every step of the way.
Now, Emma, Sarah McBride replied by saying this is a blatant attempt from far right-wing extremists to distract from the fact they have no real solutions to what Americans are facing. To which I say, well, I'm not even vaguely right, and I think it's wrong that biological men who've become trans women should be in women's spaces.
You're not vaguely right, Piers?
No, I'm actually. I would say I'm in the centre.
You agreed with Glenn Beck.
No, I would say that. Yeah, exactly.
Commentators in the country repeatedly.
But rather
apparently
like,
something's happening.
Hang on. I haven't finished
Bill
yet.
Maher and someone you saw on TikTok.
I haven't finished yet. Let me ask you a question.
Being hysterical. Go ahead.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do not identify, and I know you believe a lot in self-identity. I do not identify as conservative.
I don't know what that means.
I'm like Bill Maher. I'm just completely bemused.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, my ears are already hurting. We're listening to this lady, Emma Vigeland or Vigeland, not exactly know how the last name is pronounced, but she is part of the Minority Report. I mean the Majority Report. They think they're the majority, but it's really the Minority Report. And listening to her is literally like having a blackboard and then somebody with nails just going right down and then going right back up and going right back down and going right back up and then just, oh my God. And did you hear what she said? When Piers said that, I know that you always know what we're talking about because you're always talking about identity. And she had the nerve to say, I don't know what that's about. You want to catch that clip again? Let's go back to it and let's hear Miss Emma basically say, I'm not about identity. Are you effing kidding me? That's all you basically are. You guys put everybody on the Democratic Utopian Plantation for the expansion of dependency. That's my acronym that I've coined. You're duping everybody. DUPED. The Democratic Utopian Plantation for the expansion of dependency. Let's hear Miss Emma again, basically just brush it off. Says, don't know what that means.
Finish it. Let me ask you a question.
Hysterical. Go ahead.
Let me ask a question.
Listen for it.
I do not identify, and I know you believe a lot in self-identity. I do not identify as conservative.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I'm like Bill Maher. I'm just completely bemused by the woke left and how nuts you've all got, right? And I think this
Bill
election.
Maher's an old, rich libertarian who's bitter at the world.
Yet.
I mean,
let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Right? Here's my question. If I, as a man who identifies as a liberal, if I can see why it's so wrong for biological men who have now become trans women to be in women's spaces, to be in women's sport, to be everywhere in women's lives where they historically were not biological men supposed to be. Why are you not as exercised by this?
Because she has no common sense. That's why.
You're all about women's rights.
First of all, absolutely. I host a sports podcast. I care deeply about sports, and I believe that anybody that identifies as a woman should be able to participate in the sport as long as it abides by the particular bylines or guidelines.
You know it's wrong. You know it's unfair.
You know it's wrong.
But actually, we're talking here about Nancy Mace, who loves a camera in her face.
See, she doesn't want to talk about it because she knows she's damn wrong on this subject. And she doesn't give a damn about women's rights, even though she is one, or maybe she's not. I really don't know. But you have to say that Piers did bring up the fact and did play that clip of Nancy Mace in terms of utilizing bathrooms for transgender people in the halls of the Capitol. So she did have something to fall back on.
Face and loves attention wherever she can get it. You know, I find it pretty disgusting that she is basically implying that this trans lawmaker, just by being in her presence in the bathroom, may rape her. I do choose to speak up for women's rights. I believe that I do so on my program, The Majority Report, regularly.
Where are Nancy Mace's rights there, Emma?
And I'm disgusted that Nancy Mace has decided essentially to support Donald Trump wholeheartedly, who has been found liable of sexual abuse in court.
No, he hasn't.
Multiple of his cabinet appointments,
civil
picks, including Pete Hegseth and Matt Gaetz, have been credibly accused of sexual assault themselves. So apparently it's triggering for her because
when you say credibly
may
accused,
be slightly different
all
in the
of them,
stall next
when you say
to
credibly
her.
accused,
But it doesn't
last two
matter
names
to
you
her
mentioned
that Trump has been found liable of sexual assault in court. Piers,
time out.
Piers, has Trump been found liable of sexual assault in court with
Trump was found guilty in a civil action. He denied it, as you know.
Found
and in
liable,
case of
exactly.
and the case of Gates and Pete Hegseth,
so the preponderance of evidence went in her direction.
Talking.
And she's been
all right, keep talking.
He has been accused.
Look at Luke Beasley. Even he knows this is grading.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
When we have a debate, the customary for the host leads it, and you respond to questions. Okay?
Yes.
If I may be so bold.
You need to tell her that. Can't you just keep quiet? Oh my God. Seriously, Emma. You got to learn to know, okay, when to keep quiet and when to open your mouth. God, it's really, really grating. I may have to go get my ears checked out by the ENT specialist tomorrow. I mean, this is unbelievable. I keep hearing, okay, the blackboard with the nails. Amazing. Even the lefty, Luke Beasley, was basically saying, okay, cut.
The point is that Hesketh and Gates have categorically denied any wrongdoing, and none has been proven against them. In Trump's case, it was a civil action, as you know, not a criminal action. The criminal case against him was shuffling paperwork over an alleged one-night stand with a porn star. So it's not quite how you categorized it. Deborah Lee, let me bring you in here.
Has this trans lawmaker been accused of rape? Has this trans lawmaker?
No, but actually, if you are a congresswoman, if you're a congresswoman who survives sexual assault, you should be entitled to feel safe in the restroom.
The presence of a trans woman in the bathroom. Oh gosh, you know, here in New York, there are a lot of multi-gender bathrooms, and I've gone to the bathroom next to a man. Oh my goodness, it was so fearful. What was I going to do
be quite
with the
fearful
rest of my life? I mean,
if I found you lurking next to me in a men's restroom, I'd feel fearful. Deborah Lee, let me bring you in here. I just think
that is a ridiculous accusation, Piers.
I didn't make an accusation. It was a statement of fact. I would feel fearful.
What is so... Oh, take that back, Piers. Take that back. You bigot. You racist. Of course, I wouldn't feel comfortable, okay, Emma, if you walked into a men's bathroom and decided to stand next to me in a urinal and start peeing. Have you no shame? Have you no decency? Oh, my God. This is the problem with you people. You have no absolute common sense, let alone any moral values, any decency whatsoever. And God forbid, if something did happen to you in one of those bathrooms that you say, oh, they're just all these, doesn't matter, we're all inclusive bathrooms. What would happen, Emma? God forbid, if something ever happened to you, like it happened to Nancy Mace. That's the thing we're talking about. It's just so unbelievable that what you guys do is that you always go in the direction where there's absolutely no common sense whatsoever. And yet, when common sense is staring you right in front of your face, you say, there's nothing there. Nancy Mace, she's a bigot. She's a transphobe. So what if she was raped before? I mean, it happens. It's over. Come on, Nancy. Get over it. It's easy for you to say, Emma. It's easy for you because you weren't raped. You weren't traumatized. You weren't sexually assaulted. But for when other women have, and then they say that, guess what? They're afraid. They're scared. They're terrified. It brings up memories. They got PTSD. I thought you were supposed to be the party that has feelings, that cares about everybody's feelings. Where are your feelings? How do you care for somebody like Nancy Mace? Okay, so you're caring about this transgender, this biological man who's now become a woman, just in terms of surgery, probably. He's still got XY. She still has XY. Just because she looks like a woman doesn't mean she is. She's still a man. He's a he. The she is a he. You got to take the S off.
Trans woman in the bathroom. Oh gosh, I'm in here in New York. There are a lot of multi-gender bathrooms, and I've gone to the bathroom next to a man. Oh my goodness, it was so fearful. What was I going to do
be quite
with the rest
fearful
of my life? I mean,
if I found you lurking next to me in a men's restroom. I'd feel fearful. Deborah Lee, let me bring you in here. I just think
that is a ridiculous accusation, Piers.
I didn't make an accusation.
It's a true accusation.
I would feel fearful.
You would feel uncomfortable? Why would you feel uncomfortable?
If you were lurking around me in a men's urinal, damn right I'd feel uncomfortable.
Lurking?
Damn
Who's
straight,
lurking?
yes.
Well, what else would
You!
you be doing
Is
there?
this lawmaker lurking?
What else would you be doing there?
Going to the restroom.
I don't want you going in my restroom. Stick in your own restroom.
Stay in your own restroom.
For my safety, never mind yours.
Okay, but would a man be lurking? Would a biological man, is he lurking next
Yes.
The whole point.
Why is there something inherently perverted about going to the bathroom? You right-wingers, and yes, I'm including you in this with this classical liberal BS, are so bad faith. It's incredible. You are linking sexual abuse and sexual assault to trans people inherently, and that is a bigoted statement.
I want trans people to have. I want them to have fairness and equality like the rest of us, just not where it erodes women's rights. But Deborah Lee, you've been listening to this.
Separate but equal.
Emma,
Separate but equal.
We're four
right,
people
Piers?
on the panel.
I would like to respond to this.
Deborah, your response.
Hey.
As somebody who grew up as an athlete.
So there you have it, people. You can't have anybody say it with more clarity, more concisely than Emma, who actually basically said that, why would you be upset, Piers, if I were standing next to you in a men's bathroom taking a leak? And Piers says, I don't want you in my bathroom. Go to your own bathroom. Go to the women's bathroom, for God's sakes. Have you no decency? Have you no morality? And then what does Emma do? Not only does she double down, triple down, quadruple down on it, she basically says, well, what's the difference if there's a man that was in a women's bathroom? Not even a transgender man, just a man. And then she tries to equate this to a right-wing theorem, a right-wing axiom. I don't care what you want to call it, right wing, left wing, middle wing, up wing, down wing. Doesn't matter what it is. The fact of the matter is, even if somebody is upset with it and their feelings are not taking into place, that they're not taken to heart, if a woman says, I don't want a man, I don't care if he's a man that's dressed in drag. I don't care if he's a man dressed in pants. I don't care if it's a transgender man or a transgender woman. I don't want anybody that has a penis coming into a ladies' bathroom, period. And I don't like it. Why isn't that person's rights acceptable to people like you, Emma? And to your acolytes, and to your ilk, and to the people? That's what's happening. You guys are not willing to pivot. And I am just basically going to say, please, for God's sakes, continue down the same road that you're on. Don't deviate from this lane. Keep driving down that lane. Don't take off any off ramps. Don't go off any exits. Just stay in this lane. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you to stay in this lane. Because guess what? It's going to allow us to win so much more. So much more. Anyways, really, wasn't listening to her seriously? I mean, put it down in the comments below, folks. I'm talking about nails out on a blackboard, scratching and clawing. Oh my God, it's a good thing I've got these earphones on here. I'd probably be deaf by now. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you've been already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow. You all know what to do. As I said before, my final thoughts: when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, y'all take care and stay safe.